good morning everybody. Wednesday morning, sun is coming up. What a gorgeous morning. So the mixer just pulled in and we dropped off some rebar. He has limestone in him. We're going to go ahead and finish graveling this section. Right behind him we have 10 yards of concrete coming. Ready, Steve?
I'm born ready.
Let's do it. Okay, they're finishing up the stone down the bottom. First concrete truck's mixing up. We're going to start pouring right here. Heading around. I just made my saw cuts over here. This will be our first ADA mat. We'll probably get this one poured today. And maybe that one down at the bottom. Down there. So now I have to peel this asphalt out. I brought the 301. As you see, it's a bucket. And hook this asphalt and roll this out. And then we're going to top the street with about 1.5 inches of asphalt. So we'll hold this up 1.5 inches. Slight climb to that. We'll be at about 1% elevation change. But there's not too much we can do about it. Our cross slope is what it is with the street. They usually like these pretty flat, just so they don't puddle. A little bit of fall to get the rainwater and snow water to drain off. So we'll get that in. Let's get pouring. A little bit of stone we're going to lay right in this area, as well as get started pouring down here. So with the edges floated, this is a 4-foot wide sidewalk. So Tom just rakes it flat. I take the bull float and I sort of use it as a straight edge. Some down pressure, nice and flat. Overlapping about 1/2 of a bull float. And repeat. We don't always do it this way. A lot of times we'll straight edge the sidewalk, but in this case, you can't tell the difference. Plowing that concrete right into position, right where we want it. So I hit it side to side. Then follows it up with a long run in the sidewalk. Again, always slow and flat. Okay, I'll bring you up to speed what we're doing here. This is our crosswalk section. We have to put our ADA mat in here. And these go 6 inches back from the traffic edge. So we center them in. This is a 5-foot pad. It's a 3-foot mat. So I just center it in here 6 inches back. And we're pulling a straight plane right from where Stephen put that chalk line right there. Straight across, just touching the top of the curb. We're going to be lower than the top of the curb. We want to be straight plane right to this. And they're going to top the street, so this will be nice and even.
Oh, I know why.
Well, when they top the curb? Yeah. And Matt's getting his side in, so we pulled a string from our tool cuts in the sidewalk straight out. Here's my line right through the street. And we're going to match the ADA mat on the other side. Tommy's cutting. Let's get some concrete done. We got 10 more yards coming. Today I want to get, we're not going to do this top section, but I want to get everything done down here at the entranceway. This ADA mat over here. We're going to run the sidewalk down. We're not going to do the mat there until next trip back. Next trip back, we only have that mat to do and a section right here. Easy day for us, but that'll probably happen next week. It's Wednesday morning already. If I forgot to open the video, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. It is Wednesday morning. This week's videos are each day. Probably not going to complete projects during the videos, but they'll carry on to the next day. So scroll back and come on along with us as we move through this week. I left some of that footage live just so you saw how little we want to rub that concrete. Just 3 or 4 passes back and forth. Done. Don't overwork it. Okay, just keeping an eye on the concrete. Up where we started pouring, it's still a little bit wet. Halfway down. Also, good down here. A little bit wet, just keeping an eye on it. So go ahead and have a couple sips of coffee. We'll be brooming shortly. All this sidewalk done. I'm gonna go ahead and move tool belts down to the lower section, get ready for our mixer. He's due any minute. He's bringing rebar with him. So we're going to try and get that last section of sidewalk formed up before he gets here. 10 yards won't make it the whole way, but we'll get it close. Okay, underway pouring, truck number 2. Same as before. Street walker, a little bit boring. It's hard to keep the camera moving up. It's such a long run. It's probably close to 300 feet. Nah, not 300 feet. What am I talking about? 200 feet. Our last pour with this truck right here on this, we finished up that. Jumping around so much, I'll just bring you up to speed. We did the long stretch of walk. Last little bit at the street here, and we'll just do our ADA mat connecting. This is our ADA crosswalk area right here. Okay, the guys are dealing with that sidewalk. You can't turn your back on these little mat placements. Once this concrete gets hard, it's really tough to get these mats in there. So we're good and soft yet. Okay, we are moving along. Another gravel truck showed up. So we're roughing in where the mailboxes go. We got all of our forms off. Bottom section is formed and graveled, ready for concrete. So he's due any minute. I'm gonna get a coat of sealer on all this. Hopefully a truck doesn't take out my camera. This is SRT from TrakMat. Gives us real good salt protection. Been using it for a couple years now. Really good results with it. You still should not put salt on concrete or any de-ice products, especially the first year. So our final truck just showed up. It's only 5 yards. We just have this piece of sidewalk to do and one ADA mat up there. Unfortunately, it is starting to rain. Radar shows it just for about a 5-minute rain, and then it's out of here for about 3 hours. So hopefully radar is right. Okay, here we go. My book. A lot of pipes coming out of the floor across the street or across the street towards Okay, on to our last ADA pad. Still no rain. I shouldn't say that. It's just a real light little drip of rain. Just one final little scrape right into place. We'll take it all, Matt. All right, there we go. A little bit of cleanup. On to the next project. Okay, we did have some rain come in. Not heavy, we just wanted to cover it up and protect it. So we've covered everything with some plastic. The guys are down there uncovering and edging. Steve and I are going to get this ADA mat in place. I wanted to go get our decorative patio ready that I dug out on Saturday. But now I don't know if we can get into their backyard with this rain we got today and tonight. I have a schedule, but it changes kind of daily, hourly.
minute at least.
Okay, so there it is, all in place. 6 inches back, nice and even. 12 inches over is what we came up with. That way our forms line up with our cuts directly across from this one. Let's head down and see how the guys are making out. Still raining just ever so slightly. I don't know if you can see it on the road. Just a little tiny rain. Might be getting brighter over there. Hopefully it gets out of here. With this stretch, since we have to do finish edge marks, we're going to go ahead and recover. Just pull it tight, straight down. Pull tight, Jim. Pull tight, pull tight, pull tight.
Good. Tight. What side are you laying back down? Top? Yeah, the top goes down. Yeah, hold on. Take it.
Now we can just pick this up, broom it, finish edge it. Hopefully this rain, well, I already said that. Wishful thinking. There it is, all sealed. Rain is holding off pretty good. This is all we're gonna do here today. 2 days we did this street walk, as well as this street walk over here. I didn't get it measured up yet, but it's a lot. So let's head over and get our patio ready for tomorrow. It's pushing 2 o'clock. We still got a lot to do. Okay, I'm back over to my Saturday project. We're gonna prep this patio area. I have about 2 more inches of dirt to dig out of here. It looks like it's pretty dry. So I'm just gonna get my traction mats back in place. The guys are due any minute with a dump truck and power buggies. Here's where it gets hard to video because everybody knows we have a lot of work to do yet, and it's just after 2 o'clock, not a whole lot of time left. So we have to get this ready in about 2.5 to 3 hours. So maybe I'll just put you on time lapse and we'll talk about it later. I have a minute. They did a 3-4-5 diagonal on that form, so it's square with the house coming out 25 feet. We put 2% fall on it, and I put a 2x4 right on top of our form, and we're just touching the grass, so we're the same plane as the backyard. I'd like to be up a little bit. That way when it rains and water runs this way, it doesn't get trapped on the patio. We want it to all run off the patio. And it will, we're just even rather than up a little bit. Very close, good to go. standing here waiting for Tommy to get back with the gravel, and he just called. He got pulled over in a spot check from the local police. So we'll see if I have to go bail him out of jail, impound the truck. We'll see how bad it is. Hopefully it's not anything major. I think everything works on it, right? Pretty much. And it starts and it goes when you push on the gas pedal, so.
Sometimes stops when you hit the other wire.
We just got back. Good news, no tickets. Made it through the DOT with no problem. This won't take long at all. Spreading it out as they dump it. We'll go for about 5 inches thick, Jim. Okay, we just need a sprinkle of stone right there. We pulled a string to check our heights. We're 5 inches thick all through there. We were 4 right in the middle, right where Jim is at now. We just pulled that down. Looks pretty good. All right, we'll get cleaned up here, pick it up in the morning. So that's how we're gonna leave it for tonight. I didn't want to leave the traction mats on the grass and kill it. Just in case we don't get back tomorrow, all our mess is concentrated down there. This stuff, a couple grass cuttings, and you'll never know we were here. All right, a little bit of cleanup out here. We are done. Okay, that's a wrap for Wednesday. Thursday morning, we're going to start off by pouring that stamped patio. They're calling for a little bit of rain overnight, so that could change because it'll be dripping through that deck onto us. So even if we have to push back a little bit to late morning, we'll have to call that in the morning and see. So as always, thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. I'll see you tomorrow.